we're speaking about integration. So this is one of the messages that I take home. That in South Africa, we didn't discuss only about bilateral cooperation. We discussed about integration. So it's a different perspective of discussion. It's a different perspective that shows that the enterprise from South Africa and Mozambique, they have a different way of living together, of building this bridge. I believe that when we go to other countries, I think we will not have the same message as we are having here. And this integration that we are talking about, I think it's based in the way that we built together until now. And then comes this issue of trust or not trust. And then the way that we are building, as the Minister of Trade and Industry referred, the big journey that we are doing together. And that brings the challenge of demographic transition that was referred by Seva when we spoke about youth. And also brings the challenge of using what is available in terms of opportunity in order to build this integration. And when I was looking to that, I said, well, between those two countries, there is a very specific way of looking to one another. When I sit with the South African investors, I don't have the same feeling as when I sit with another foreign investor in Mozambique. Because the other investor comes with all the rankings and so on and issues that the South African investor doesn't bring to me. I never discussed about ranking about Mozambique when I discuss with the South African investor. Why? Because the South African investor, before looking to the rankings that comes from Moody and so on, he looks to the country itself. And he understands the Mozambique, it's not only 2013 and 2014, the years where we create these problems of debt. He looks to Mozambique in a very broader manner, looking to what Mozambique has done until now and how it's doing in the future. And compares its own country with the challenges that South Africa faces. And I think this is very smart, because that's what brings to what Rui was saying about the example of Sazol. The South Africans think smart about positioning themselves even when there are crises. Because they know the way that Mozambique is working. They know that there was a small stop in the process and things will start moving again. So that's why I think these investors, they teach others. The way how they teach about the investment in Mozal, the way how they teach about Sazol. And I expect and I hope that they are going to teach again when they look to the opportunities of logistics on the gas field and so on. Because there are endless opportunity. What the representative of CPI presented, I think it was 1 million small number of opportunities. We have much more. And the South Africans, using their own way of doing things in Mozambique, looking to the real Mozambique, out of the book, the real one, they can position on time. They can position the right place for doing business in the country when things move in the right direction. So this was what I would like to share. On the debt, I think the High Commission have referred, Rui also. The only thing that I would like to add is that 2013 was not only Mozambique having problems of debt in Africa. When we talk about Africa rising, we all run for capital. Because integration means, first of all, having the environment to invest. Second, the opportunities. Third, the capital to invest. And fourth, the youth and the active labor that will participate in the development. And the African countries like Mozambique, like Ghana and others, they are now struggling with the issue of debt because they try to run fast to bring one of the components that's very important for investment, that's the capital. The way how the governance was done at that time, I think the forensic audit is discovering, or they've discovered some very interesting things, because they did audit in Mozambique and they did also to those banks that participate in the operation. And I hope that things will be very transparent when the report comes out. In my point of view, the bilateral cooperation means that two people or two countries sit together, discuss about what they can do for win-win from both ends. What we say in Portuguese, in English also we can say that the famous declarations that the ministers of foreign affairs do after the heads of state meet. They say, we discussed about cooperation between the two countries, and now we are going to work in a direction where both countries will have good results and positive work to be done in both countries. Both countries. Don't say we are going now to work together by having projects that can be built in Mozambique by a South African company, looking to the common market, looking to the knowledge from one another country together, building together these two synergies, and benefiting two countries coming from the same project. So the regional integration requires more than positive willingness between two countries. Requires sharing common things and those that are not in one or another country. What Mozambique has and South Africa doesn't have, and what South Africa has and Mozambique doesn't have, together, they work together, build the same thing, but for the common results for both. In the cooperation, we sit together, we understand one another, we will be doing things among the two countries, benefiting one country and the other country. We don't say we build together one unique thing, one unique project, one unique trade, or one unique road or bridge like we have with Bank and others, the Maputo Development Corridor, even the pipeline of Sazol and other kind of investment, even the package of tourism. When the opportunity for tourism was being presented, I was saying something is missing there, because it's presenting only where you can go. It's not presenting where is the opportunity. And later on, he brought the opportunities by saying you can go there as a tourist, but you can go also as an investor. So I see the integration much more challenging, much more demanding in terms of sharing together what you have, what I have, for the common of the two countries.